The Evening Standard on Monday the 25th of June 2007 proclaimed, from the opening chords of Livin' on a Prayer to the fireworks on the roof which signed off the evening, the Bon Jovi concert, which opened the new O2 Arena, was everything the owners could have wanted. It was loud, it was raucous, it had all the hits, and best of all, it even included a plug from John Bon Jovi for the venue once known as the Millennium Dome. "Good evening, London, England," he announced. "Welcome to your brand new house. This is called the O2. And the way I'm judging the crowd out here, who needs Wembley Stadium?" Well, I didn't go to the concert, and to this day, I haven't been inside the arena, though I've heard much about it, particularly 20 years ago when it opened its doors as the largest dome in the world, containing exhibits designed to remind us of aspects of human life and culture over 2 millennia. Well, the reality didn't quite meet the vision, and there was something of the theme park about the place, so it all had to be reinvented as the arena. The word dome comes from the Latin word domus, a house, and at the heart of an ancient Roman domus was an atrium, a place of welcome, generous hospitality, acceptance and celebration. We don't need to go to Greenwich Peninsula to find our dome, our place of celebration. Here, in this place, is the Domus Dei, the house of God, the gate of heaven. We hear echoes of the song of the angels in our worship. We share a foretaste of the banquet of heaven around the altar, and we catch glimpses of the communion of saints as we share fellowship with one another. And not just us. We share our churches with so many, some who haven't yet crossed the threshold, but know that we are here for them. Those who come to worship, to find a space to be quiet, to weep or to rage, to rejoice or be thankful, or just to rest when they are weary. And they don't come to do anything. Holy space does not demand activity. It is, in a sense, useless space, gloriously, prodigally non-utilitarian, an empty space wherein all can connect with the need to worship, which is at the heart of human existence. That need was close to the hearts of those who enacted their dream in 1852 to build a house of God in Ealing Broadway. But who could have imagined then the world in which it would exist today? That world has changed in many ways beyond recognition, but the core Christian values which inspired Rosa Lewis to pay for it, Gilbert Scott to design it, and Charles Blomfield to consecrate it, are essentially the same, and the ethos which inspired them must be at the heart of the church today too, as a building and as God's people. These past weeks, the doors of the church have been closed. On Tuesday, the 168th anniversary of its consecration, these doors will be open again. A church building whose doors are closed is good only for those who have the key. But the doors of Christ the Saviour are open to all, and long may they be so. Sadly, not all day and every day for these first weeks, but open to all in the middle of the day as we prepare for the time when we can once again worship there as a congregation, building and people as one, united in our task, which is to seek to draw others to find God in this place and in their wider lives, to be a radically inclusive and welcoming community of disciples today. Our task is to help others over the threshold of the church, as others have helped us in the past, and then to strengthen one another for our witness in the world. As Archbishop Desmond Tutu has said, Jesus did not say, "When I am lifted up, I will draw some to myself," but "When I am lifted up, I will draw all, 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 black, white, yellow, rich, poor, clever, not so clever, beautiful, not so beautiful." It's one of the most radical things. All belong. All are meant to be held in this incredible embrace that will not let us go. There are many voices in the church today which would lock the doors and only give the key to those who share their own particular vision. We must always remember that it is not our church. It is not our feast. It is not our table. It is not our invitation. It is not our call. It is not our ministry. It is God's. It is not for us to set our limits on the good news of Jesus Christ, nor on those who might be allowed to hear it. Mother Mary Clare, of the Sisters of the Love of God, wrote, "We must try to understand the meaning of the age in which we are called to bear witness. We must accept the fact that this is the age in which the cloth is being unwoven. It is therefore no good trying to patch. We must nurture, set up the loom on which coming generations may weave new cloth according to the pattern God provides." We must not be afraid as we are led to new visions of God's future and to leave behind what belongs to yesterday. The role of the church is to hold open sacred space, to point out holy ground, and to strengthen all people as they enter that place of encounter. For countless people down the years, this has been a place where heaven has been glimpsed, a place of encounter with one another and with the living God. We don't know how that encounter will be in the future, but that doesn't matter. We must trust in God to keep our minds and our hearts fixed on seeking God's pattern for our lives and the life of His world, and on sharing God's good news with all its radical promise. We thank God for the many blessings we have received in this house, and celebrate those who conceived, designed, built and sustained this house of God, who believed and go on believing that here we have no abiding city, that here we confess we are strangers and pilgrims, and still we are seeking the city of God.